Hi everyone, it's Lisa. The card we will be making today will look somewhat like this one here. We will be using the Always Thankful stamp set and the Blossom Party Big Shot die. And if you haven't gotten your free Big Shot yet, you can find out how to go about doing that at lmdstampin.stampinup.net. We will also be using a bird punch. And for this card, I used the Perfect Plum 3/8 inch taffeta ribbon. But for the card that we will be making, I'm going to use the 3/8 inch Pool Party ruffled ribbon. So let's get started. And if you have any questions about that card, just leave me a comment. There are a few more things on there that I'm not doing on this card. I wasn't sure what I thought about it, so I just thought I'd try to do this one a little different. So the first thing I'm going to do is take my corner rounder and round my corners. And I think I'm just going to do you know what, maybe I'll do all four. Okay, and then if you noticed on the last card, I did some faux stitching using the Signo white gel pen, so I'm going to do that on this card as well. Okay, and then the next thing I'm going to do, I took a piece of baker's twine and I used my Old Olive Stampin' Right marker to color it up. Now it would probably be easier just to take your re-inker and dip it in there and let it dry, but I didn't want to wait for it to dry, so I just put it on the paper and just colored it all over. It's not perfect, but I kind of like the different variations in color, however slight they are. So I'm going to take my Tombow Mono adhesive and I think I'm going to put it here on my pad and then run my string through it because I don't want it to be too heavy. Before I do that, I'm going to take my flower, which I will talk about in a minute, and kind of place it so I have an idea of where I want my stem to go. So let me, gotta be careful, I don't want to overdo it. Just rub it through there like that, and then I want to place it down on my card, hopefully centered, just about like that. Try not to get too much glue on the card before I'm ready because I hate when it gets all messy. Okay, that seems a little straighter. That seems about right, so I'm going to make sure it's down very well. Just like that. Okay. And then for my flowers, I used, I believe this is Regal Rose cardstock. And I just took my gel pen and randomly put dots all over the larger flower, and I inked it up in soft suede. For the smaller one, I used an itty bitty background stamp, which unfortunately we no longer have. I wish we did, because I really like this little polka dotted stamp. Anyway, I inked that up in basic black and stamped that on there. And this is also inked in the soft suede. So I'm going to place the larger flower down. And I'm not too worried, well, I'm not worried, should I say, that my edges aren't going to be flat onto the card, because I don't mind if they raise up a bit. It gives the card a little more dimension. So, put that right about there. And then my smaller flower, I'm going to use the dimensional. And place that in the center. And I want that in the center of this flower. I don't know if you've watched my last two videos, but they were a little awkward if you ask me, because I'm getting used to, or trying to get used to, having my camera in front of me instead of, well, facing me instead of facing the other way. But when I did it the other way, I was standing up all the time, and I was standing behind the camera. I like the way it looked better, but I wanted to be able to sit down and craft. So I have my camera in front of me, so everything for you is upside down, and I need to turn it around. Problem is, when I edited the other videos, I kept flipping the image, trying to make it look more natural, but I don't know, it was just weird. Anyhow, I didn't have a button to match this ribbon like I wanted. Like here I have, it looks like Perfect Plum. It's one of our designer buttons, and it matches this ribbon. I did not have a pool party button, so I used my itty bitty brown punch, which I put over here somewhere. Oh, here it is. And I punched out, took a scrap piece of pool party cardstock and punched that out with this, and then I just adhered that to this itty bitty button. And I haven't used my itty bitty buttons in a really long time, so it was nice to be able to use that. Let me zoom in on that. Okay, so I'm gonna put that onto the card. I think I'll use a glue dot for that. I'll put a couple on there because I don't want it to fall off. And put that in the center. Just like that. I'm going to move these petals up a bit for dimension. And the next thing I'm going to do is add my ribbon. But before I do that, I need to place my stamp about where I want it to figure out where I want my ribbon. So right about there. So I'm going to place my snow runner right on the back of this, and I don't want to waste this ribbon, so I'm going to measure out about 4 1/4, take that back, inches of ribbon. Try to stay on the ribbon. Let's see if that's straight. Okay. and rub that down very well. And then I'm going to flip that over and take my scissors and trim that off. Okay. And actually, if I was thinking, I would have put my stamp on first. That would have been easier. Leave it to me to always do things the hard way before I think about doing them the right way. Oh well. So, on the first card, I just used the word grateful from the Thankful, Always Thankful stamp set. But for this one, I'm going to use the other stamp. It says, "There's always something for which to be thankful," with Charles Dickens. And that's very, very true. You know, whenever I get whiny about anything, I just remember how blessed I am and how much God has spared me of in my life. You know, especially when I hear some of the things that people are dealing with today. And I think, you know, how dare I complain about anything? You know, we all get bummed sometimes, but I think it's good to keep things in perspective, you know. I mean, we're going to get disappointed and hurt and upset about stuff, but like I always tell my kids, the question is, are we going to dwell there or, you know, move on from there? Anyway, so I'm gonna, hopefully this will be straight, and I'm just stamping this in basic black. I usually stamp my sentiments in basic black. Sometimes I do early espresso, but basic black is usually, I should have, that didn't come out very clear. Oh well, live videos. I could make another one all over again, but I should have used my rubber mat that I stamp on sometimes. So, well, there's that. So I'm going to clean this off real quick. And then the last thing I'm going to do on this card is add the leaves. And on this card you see I used my Early Espresso Stampin' Write marker. After first drawing lightly with a pencil, and I then went over it with this marker. I wasn't sure I was too crazy about that because I don't draw very well. So that is why I decided to go with the Baker's Twine instead, and I think I like that better. So now for the leaves. I'm going to use the wings of the bird punch. And then if you watched my video I did where I showed my first Christmas card class, I did a hybrid card using the design studio, my design studio. And this is a piece of scrap from that. See, it's white on that side. And I wish I could remember the name of this paper, but when I saw it, I thought, that's perfect for my leaves. So I'll have to look up which paper, which background this is. Okay. And just kind of decide where I want them. Before I put them down. Of course, I'm not sure how I'm liking them with that ribbon, but oh well. Yeah, I think like that, and I'm just going to place it directly onto the card with my snail runner. And there you are. Oops. Imperfections and all. So there for those two cards. The other thing I did on this card different than this one is I added some of our dazzling details. Love, love, love this. So I just put that on the tips of the larger flower and the smaller flower. I hope you enjoyed this project. I look forward to hearing from you. Hope you had a great day. Or you're having a great day, depending on what time you watch this video. Thanks for watching. Bye.